The Breeders' Cup action continues with perhaps the most anticipated race of the entire weekend, and that's the matchup in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, the matchup between the brilliant 3-year-old filly Swiss Skydiver and the returnee, the mare, and the very, very good mare, Monomoy Girl, who's had a brilliant, brilliant career, and she's 3 for 3 after missing her entire 4-year-old season. They are the top guns, but there is some other talent in this Breeders' Cup Distaff, a race like all the Breeders' Cup races and all the action you play throughout the year that you need to play through NYRABet. Support racing in New York. Keep the money in the game. Use the promo code CUP25. We'll give you that free $25 bet, as well as matching up to $200 of your initial deposit. Let's look at Monomoy Girl's prep for this race at Churchill Downs in the La Troyenne, where she beat Lady Kate, who will be $1,000,000 to 1, and it figures to be the speed in this race, or one of the speeds. And she also beat Horologist, who came back with a huge effort. She, in fact, sandwiched this race with huge efforts. Now, did Horologist run her best race? Was Monomoy Girl that much better than her, or did Horologist just not run a race? I think she didn't run a race this day. Honestly, in a vacuum, I know she won, Monomoy Girl, but she was 40 cents the dollar, and I don't think it was as impressive a win given the field and the fact that I don't think Horologist ran a race. I think she's been good this year. I'm not going to knock her. She got a big fig when she beat Vexatious, who came back with a big win over Midnight Bisou in Saratoga. Still, I don't think she's been as good as some might think this year. And I think she was a better horse before the layoff, and she's meeting some very tough horses in here. And I've decided to take a shot against Monomoy Girl. That may be a stupid move for a horse that's finished first in 13 of her 14 career starts and has one tough beat when she finished second. She's good, no doubt about it, but is she good enough to win this race? And is she good enough to beat the Preakness winner, Swiss Skydiver? I got to tell you something. I was not Swiss Skydiver's biggest fan throughout the year. Thought Kenny McPeak maybe was too aggressive with her, and I could not have been more wrong on so many occasions. She has been absolutely tremendous. Thought she ran well in the Kentucky Oaks. Her Alabama was brilliant, and her race in the Preakness was absolutely terrific against the exceptional Authentic. I can't knock Swiss Skydiver. She's a machine. She just keeps on running. I don't know that she's better at the longer distance races. I think the competition maybe in those races, though not in that race, was not necessarily as tough as some of the others. I don't know. I think she's just a very, very good horse, and I don't see any reason not to play her. I think she's going to be relatively forward in here, and I like Swiss Skydiver, who I frankly think should be favored over Monomoy Girl. She'll probably be the second choice, and I like Swiss Skydiver to put herself as a major contender for Horse of the Year with a win in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Let's talk about some of the others, including the aforementioned Horologist. I'm going to tell you something. Horologist's win in the Beldame was extremely good, and when you couple this with her win at Monmouth, isn't it possible, since going to Bill Mott's barn, she has just blossomed? Now, she didn't run well in the La Troyenne. She's going to have to make up this ground, but she chased the speed at a fast pace that collapsed, and she finished strongly. Point of Honor is going to come back and try her again. I think Point of Honor is a better horse in the faster-paced one-turn races. I don't think she's finished, and she missed her opportunity to win a Grade 1 in the Phipps. I don't particularly like her, and I don't really like Dunbar Road. I'd like to like Dunbar Road, but the problem with Dunbar Road is twofold. She didn't run well in her return race. Okay, maybe she needed the race. That's possible. She was coming back, I believe, up from throat surgery. She had a very good trip, though, and was disappointing. And the other problem with Dunbar Road is, even if she runs her very best race, is she really going to be good enough to win this race? And I think it's a big stretch to say you can expect her to run her best race. So I'm not going to be playing Dunbar Road in here. But I do think that Horologist is an interesting player. Another horse I'm interested in was the loser of the Spinster. That's Ollies Candy. And I'm also a little interested to see what Valiance does, because Valiance, Todd Pletcher must be kicking himself and saying, what was I doing running this horse in the turf throughout her career? Though she did run one off the turf race and didn't run well, but man, has she gotten her act together in her last 2 starts. She won an off the turf race over an overmatched field in the slop at Monmouth, but then she really blossomed and ran a nice race in the Spinster. Obviously, she has to take another step forward to win this, and maybe this was the day to have her. But I got to tell you, she ran well enough. Poor Ollies Candy could not get it done, and I am Ollies Candy's biggest fan. I'm not sure why she was as far back last time as she was, so they were moving a bit up front, and maybe she doesn't have a desire to finish off races, but man, her race went second in the Apple Blossom to CC, we'll talk about in a second, and her race went third, beating a neck in the fast-paced Phipps. They were exceptional races. And I think in this race, where Lady Kate is the only other real speed, she can stalk that one and take over. And I believe that Ollies Candy is going to outrun her odds, and she's a long shot I want to use in here. I wish I could use CC, who started the year off so well, but I just think that she has really tailed off. How about another 3-year-old filly? And it's really like the year of good 3-year-old fillies. It seemed like last year in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile fillies, there would be a tough year for Breeders' Cup for the 3-year-olds. Couldn't be more wrong. There have been some terrific ones. And Harvest Moon, who's won 4 straight races and is 4 for 4 on the dirt for trainer Simon Callahan, she beat older horses in the Zenyatta last time out, beating horses like Hard Not to Love and Fighting Mad. She got good trips to do it, but she ran the best race she's ever run, and she's improving at the right time. Now, she's biting off a lot in this race, and she's meeting horses that she's never faced before. But you can't knock a horse that's 4 for 4 in the dirt and improving with every start. And I think Harvest Moon is at very least an interesting player coming out of the win in Zenyatta at Santa Anita in what's a very deep and interesting distaff. I am not putting the top horses 1-2. Putting Swiss Skydiver on top, and I'm trying to beat Monomoy Girl. That's the stand I'm taking. I'm keying Swiss Skydiver and using her with Ollies Candy and Horologist and exactas and tries. Going to try to get it done in here. I've got Monomoy Girl 4th. Have to have a world of respect for her, but I think this might be the year of Swiss Skydiver, the Breeders' Cup Distaff. It's a good one. You won't want to miss it, and you'll want to play it through NYRABets. Head on over to NYRABets.com. If you're not a member, use the promo code CUP25, free $25 bet, as well as matching up to $200 of your initial deposit.